You know what I liked? I liked that even though it's a very relaxed conversation that we're having, that we're still able to impart to people. And you did ask some probing questions that people should consider. And that's what I love, because it gives people a chance to think after they've heard your question or they've heard my response. So I really enjoyed the fact that you could ask the not just the surface questions, but more of the probing questions, so that people get a real meaty feel of what personal branding and being a business owner is about. You were so engaging. Like, sometimes I've never had this happen, but I've seen it happen where, the interviewer, it's almost as if they're just slapping questions at the interviewee, and they're not really listening to respond to what they're saying. They just know, okay, I wanna ask this question, that question, that question, that question. Okay, let me just get it over and done with. But I really liked how present you were within the conversation. You would really listen. And even though you may have had your preset questions maybe that you wanted to ask, you were still a present and an active listener. And so you were able to respond as well to things that I said. So I think that's really an important thing. And I think just you being engaging, I really enjoyed that. I think entrepreneurs, and especially whether they're new or they're experienced, for the simple fact that there is always a nugget or two you can get from people. And I think when you have quote unquote real conversations like this, and it's not just someone coming on and plugging their business, or just coming on and plugging a workshop or whatever the case might be, I think there's always something to learn from these real types of conversations, because I always like to make people think. It's not just about me talking at somebody. I like them to think as well and come up with their different perspectives on things. So I definitely think that these real conversations can help them tap into things, and also make them realize that, hey, there are other people just like me out there. And the great thing about it is you're not just focusing on people from a particular area or from a particular country. There are people from all over the world. And that is another thing that really compounds your understanding that, hey, there are people out there who I can relate to, and it's they're not another Trinbagonian. They're out there in the US, or they're out there in some country in Africa, or they're out there somewhere in Europe. So I think for entrepreneurs to listen in to people, there's always something that you can learn, or at least be reminded of.
If you enjoy this podcast, make sure you subscribe so you never miss any of our future episodes. Rate and review Obehi Podcast and share with your friends who might need it. I remain Obehi Ewafo. Thank you so much for listening, and talk to you in the next episode.